Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Clock Hour. As usual, I have a very special guest here with me today. This pretty lady here with me. I want you to introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nevea. I reside in Waterbury. I am junior assistant of her time of Waterbury. And I also am going to be program assistant for Hang Time of Waterbury as well. I'm 19 years old. I live here my whole entire life. I'm happy to be here.
So, you know what? You're very busy. I've seen you all over the place.
Yes.
And you know what? I like that because you said you're 19. Mm-hmm. Many of the other 19-year-olds, you see them making TikTok videos. Like, not for nothing, I was in the class the other day, and they was like, Mister, is it okay we make a TikTok video? I'm like, as long as you ain't loud, go ahead. So they're over there with their phones in the corner, and they're dancing. So I asked them, I said, do you make any money off of that? It was like, yeah, sometimes. But I see you with your mom and them a lot, and you're a lot more advanced than the average 19-year-old. You in college now?
Yes, I am currently enrolled. I go back in the fall, but I'm off for the summer right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, you got an idea on what you're majoring in, or?
Oh, yes. I major in human services.
Cool.
My end goal is to be a therapist, but human services is a wide spectrum, so I know that I'll have other jobs in between there, helping the community and stuff like that.
That's what I'm talking about. So you're kind of a rarity, an oddity, you know what I mean? But I know there's other young folks out there, but I don't know many. But I've seen you, and I keep seeing you. I'm like, why I keep seeing this young lady all over the place? But I see and I hear you speaking a lot. I said, well, let me get her on the show. So when you're looking for that type of energy, you're gonna have to find her, because she got it. And which that's important, because me myself, I get tired and I run out of gas. I'm going home. I said, look, I'm going home. But I wanted to bring you on because many people don't know you yet, but many people do, because you're everywhere. And that's thanks to your moms. And she's here with us today.
Right.
And I appreciate her, because I was like, oh my God, all right. I said, I don't want this young lady to be nervous or anything, but this is not about me. It's about you. It's about you and many other guests that I have on here, because you're important. And I'd rather you stand out now, so somebody comes and try to recruit you.
Right.
They got to be talking the right language to recruit you, because you know what you know.
Right.
Like we was having a discussion earlier about a particular politician, and I support the politician, because rookie season, first day out, second term. Okay, cool. You can't be there for everybody, but you can be there for some people.
Right.
And to me, that's what it's about. Like when Obama got in office, it's like Obama didn't do nothing, right?
Right.
But think about this. What did he attack would affect us the most? Obama. Go back to him and think about it. What was his argument?
I want to say, I feel like he felt like everybody should be treated fair.
Healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare was a big one. Yeah,
Right.
Obamacare, exactly.
Right. And you know what? Because that was affecting us so bad that across the board, that was the only thing I feel like he could have took on, that it wouldn't have been, well, it was. That was easier for him to take on. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And who knows why and what else, but it was that healthcare thing stood out, because even what he did with the VA, I'm a veteran. The VA people, they look out for you. You come in the building, they got you.
Right.
Now, before it was a mess. But now, I'm like, hey, I'm going to VA, man.
Yeah, no question.
You know, and then now with they're talking about your school loans and student loans, and
Yeah.
does that help you? Do you benefit by that?
I definitely do because I'm doing my first 2 years free with my FAFSA with my grant money. So I was blessed to have that. But I'm pretty sure that anybody can get it. If you fill out the FAFSA form, they'll show you like what grants you are eligible for, and if there are any classes that you do have to pay for out of pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
FAFSA?
Yeah,
I don't know what
FAFSA.
that is.
Yeah, it's basically like government money. You feel me? Like
Right.
when I became a full-time student, they had cut my food stamps
Uh-huh.
and my cash assistance because of my FAFSA. They felt like I was getting too much.
Right.
And with the government, you're getting too much, so we got to cut back on some stuff. So basically, FAFSA, that's just government money,
So
grant
what high
money.
school did you come from?
I went to Caner Tech.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
And I also did get my trade in culinary arts.
All right, all right. So you're a woman after my own heart.
Yes.
I need to see you get busy. I ain't seen
Oh,
you
you
get,
will. I am
yeah.
today, actually, when we leave.
Okay, need to look. Y'all gonna call me and give me a plate or something.
Right.
I've been in food for many, many years. And matter of fact, I just retired from food. And I cooked at what is it? SCSU in West Haven.
Was it
That's where you go.
Southern? That's where, yeah, Southern.
That's
I'm,
it.
I'm either going to transfer, I think it's Western or Southern, one of those. Probably Southern, though.
I was a bad dude out there. Look, my line be at the door. I had the Asian fusion thing.
Oh, I know
It was
that
really
too.
like saute and everything. So, they wouldn't give me the right size pans. Even the professor was like, "Yo, we eat when you here. When you ain't here,
We don't eat. We be
because
starving.
they rush it. If you rushing it, you cutting the vegetables up real big. It take longer to heat up.
Right.
So I said, man, I got it. My line be at the door. I was getting busy. The guy came out. I said, man, listen, I could do your job, and your job. And they didn't want to hear that because some people, they made supervisors on paper. That's like I did food because people will always need to eat.
Right.
So you win it. Whatever you do off of that, you're winning.
I offer food up before money.
Right. Because people will always need to eat. You'll always have a job.
Right.
Like I could get up and go get a job, but I retired, but I don't want to work that many hours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help Stacy out.
I was going to say, or just have your own, because,
Yeah. I don't know.
I have a little bit of not a problem with authority in the kitchen, but it was like, how we were taught by the instructor may not be how everybody cooks. That's definitely
don't.
not how I cook. So,
Right.
but I definitely did learn some useful skills, but do I do exactly how he does it?
No,
or he showed me? No.
you can't because we eat differently.
Right.
Like I would put my grandmother on the phone if somebody messed up the potato salad. That's cliche, right? It's funny on the internet, but if you mess up that potato salad, I'm no longer bringing you in my kitchen. and I tell them how to make it. I'll tell them. Then I put my grandmother on the phone. Tell them how to make it.
I was gonna say, so she could tell him.
Yeah. Tell them how to make the potato salad. When she was alive, she'd get tickled. I was like, grandmother, tell these people how to make the potato salad. I said, come in here. Because the Thanksgiving meal and the Christmas meal were my biggest meals. So I said, come in here. I get them all in the office. Grandmother, tell them how to make potato salad. You're screwing the potato salad up. If you can't make potato salad, get out the kitchen.
That probably hurt their pride,
I don't care. I didn't care. But you know what? I could put people on the phone to this day and talk about how legendary the meals were. These were my people. I took a lot of pride in that.
It's tradition.
Yeah, because people think prison food. Like if you look up Attica, the riots in Attica were based on food and health care. So I took pride in feeding these people what they were supposed to have in the right way. Legendary. You know, because that's why I say you use culinary. My cousin was culinary. That's something you can always fall back on. You know, and you're going to meet her pretty soon, too. She's in psychology. She was culinary, though. You're going to meet her pretty soon. It's my
Yeah, I'm
cousin.
about to take psychology next semester too. So
She's good.
yeah.
Your mom got her number. So if you need help, you can holler at her.
Yeah,
my
I mean,
family.
and you know, I don't have a problem with constructive criticism, but I'll always accept it though.
And you have to. And
Right.
you know what? In this day and time, they find everything to crack on. Like
Right.
if you don't
That's
wear...
what I'm saying. If you're overdoing it, you
Right.
know, then I gotta,
Right.
stick up for myself. But if you're like, you could have. It's not even about what you say; it's how you say it.
Right, true. And that's me.
Right.
That's like I tell people, I said, man, I don't wear Jordans, man. I buy me some cheap felines and keep it moving.
If you comfortable, you comfortable. Right.
Comfortable. You know, and that's all that matter, really. You know, a lot of people, they gotta get this and get that. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather have money in my pocket or a decent car. And a
Right.
passport.
Right.
Got that. Because I was a DR junkie. You know why? Because the food.
Oh, the food.
You know, when you
know
leave
the
this
food is
country
good.
and eat the food, they're not governed by what we're governed by. You are in food. So history tells you that there's certain amount of bugs that are allotted in grains and wheats and stuff. So
A lot.
they let a lot of things slide based on the business aspect, the money, than they should. So that's like our bread is not served over there. I went to Amsterdam one year, and you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken's menu is from here to there, right? Their menu was this big. And I asked the guy, I said, where's the rest of your menu? They was like, we don't eat like that over here. So we're eating to die. They're killing us
I was gonna
slowly.
say, yeah, I learned about that in my human services class. When it came to the food, she used to dig really deep into it because, like for example, like we all know McDonald's is terribly horrible.
Right.
But she hasn't eaten in like 20 something years. You know, she does fast every now and then, but like, she basically was more truthful about like the food and how unhealthy it is for us and just making us realize like, even down to the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like in the peanut butter.
Right.
And that's something that people use like all the time, every day.
Protein, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, and then also the videos on social media when you see them in different countries when they're preparing the food.
Yes.
It's
Yes. It's nasty.
it's pretty morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty. And that's crazy because we used to look at it, and I would look at it and be like, I ain't eating that. I ain't eating that. Or I'm eating that.
Yeah.
You know, I love a Big Mac every blue moon. Big Mac with a strawberry shake. Take my shoes off and
Oh my
I'm
God.
good. Yeah, I'm good. Just one Big Mac every blue moon. It's nothing major, but it's sad because they overdo it. Like I was having a discussion about. They're talking about overpopulated when they should look at it something being densely populated, if you pack a bunch of people into this one square, it's densely populated. And when you're on a plane, if you look at all that open land out there, there's no people. There's some people that own that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, well, push the people over there. That's just my opinion on it. But I look at different things and I'll be like, that doesn't sound right. That's like my thing is, why should a few people own all of that or have that much money?
They shouldn't, but I feel like it's history. What was going on before we were here? Because, like sometimes, like, a lot of stuff, like, was owned before us, you know? But I do feel like we're in new times now and it needs to change, but nobody wants to actually do it. Nobody wants to clean it up or...
I mean, how do you feel about reparations?
I don't know. I feel like... I mean, I don't really have an opinion. I'm neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think, let me ask you a question. So you think some should get it or we shouldn't get it? Or
I feel like...
if we get it, we get it. We don't, we don't.
I feel like, because for one, everybody has trauma. And I feel like trauma leads into how we carry ourselves as an adult and growing and stuff. So, one thing I also learned in human services is some people are born ego compromised and some people are born ego resilient. And, and if you are ego compromised, then maybe you might not have those things and you may not have the how do I put it? The emotional or mental structure to get it because you never got that.
Right.
So some people have to work harder and some people it's just given to them. So I'm not saying that the people that is just given to them that, like, they deserve it because I feel like the people that work for it obviously deserve it more.
Okay.
But
I get it. Now say that an ego, what is it?
Ego compromised and ego resilient.
Compromise meaning?
As in, like, low self-esteem, you didn't really have, you don't have maturity, you don't have that structure. Say like two parents, you didn't have, for example, say if you didn't have your two parents, that could be considered ego compromise because how are you going to get your love? Where are you going to get your love from? Where are you going to get the skills? Who's going to help you tie your shoe? Who's going to teach you things that you need to know before you even get to the classroom?
Right.
And then ego resilient is more so you were resilient. You strived over your trauma. You were able to get past that. Ego compromise, you're not trying to,
right.
Well,
the second one is me.
Yes.
I achieved.
Yes. You're ego resilient.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Because when you start to look back at your past, you're like, wow, wait a minute. That's like I had, somebody was having a discussion with me and they were trying to put trauma on the same type of trauma on every person. I worked in the prison. I said, you can't do that. That doesn't work.
Don't get me started about that. I get real sensitive about that because what was traumatic to you may not have been traumatic to me, and what was traumatic to me may not have been traumatic to you. Everybody has their own type of trauma. You can't categorize nothing.
Right. That's why I was like, wait a minute. I don't truly buy that because I've met the CFO from the Cause headphones. I've met someone that worked for what was that, Enron? You meet, I met the young lady who, they kidnapped the Exxon guy and he died. The lady, I met a lot of people, so what made her do that had nothing to do with trauma. That had something to do with greed. They were being greedy. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute, that's not, I don't agree with you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll ask the question, but you know, sometimes you got to look at it and be like, nah, I don't think that's right. Like I was
Yeah.
in the class the other day. The young lady said, can I go get some water? I said, no. Well, I'm choking. No. Well, what if I was really choking and you was going to let me choke? I was like, nah. I said, we're not going to do that. Don't do that. Because you know what? If you were choking, water's not going to fix it.
Right. You
Water
need the
doesn't fix it.
Heimlich. You need
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You need something. You need a
Yeah.
second
But
personnel.
she wanted to do that. I said, we're not going to do
I
that.
let her do it.
You know what? I don't, rather than her waste her breath with me,
Yeah.
nobody knows. And then sometimes I'll say, you know what? Y'all have no idea who you're dealing with. And I was at Kennedy.
Ah.
Yeah. I said, y'all have no idea. And then sometimes I'll go back and explain it to them. And
They
let them
still
know.
don't. They don't comprehend.
No.
It go one ear and right out the
Right.
other.
That's why I'd be like, never mind. So,
And when they get home, it don't get any better.
right. And like, this dude just, he told me he didn't care. I said,
Yeah, because they don't.
I said, I'm not necessarily saying I don't care that you were choking, but you wasn't. But if you were, I would
I
have
would have
jumped up and
helped you.
saved you.
I would have noticed that you were
Right.
choking.
Exactly.
I would have brought you the water.
Exactly. I wouldn't have brought her the water. I would have hit her a couple of times
Right,
and
something.
gave her the Heimlich. And we
If
call
you
it a
choking,
day.
you can't talk.
Right. So, you know, it was just funny because I'm like, please don't, you know, I like going to Kennedy. Kennedy, cool. I like going up there. Please don't, you know. And
You
I tell
know,
them,
keep it cool.
yeah, keep it cool. I tell them before the class starts. I see if,
Keep it content.
yeah, we'll be all right.
Right.
I'm your host.
Because they like to play, you know,
Yeah.
like that's a whole nother
Yeah.
subject. Like,
Right.
don't get me wrong, because like obviously, you know, I was in middle school and I was in high school at a point in time, and I wasn't as mature as I was now. So yeah, I was doing stuff too. So and I can take accountability for that.
Right.
But what I will say is, the kids nowadays,
It's different.
it's a loss for words. Like,
It's
you know, I
different.
don't even know, like. And then
Different
it's
is the
like-
word.
Yeah, you know, and then it's like there's not a lot of, not to say a lot of people like me, but there's not a lot of kids who want change, like who want something different. Like from what I came from, I cannot believe I'm the person I am today.
Well-
you know, so they just, you know, their parents, you know, when you get to do whatever you want at home, when you
Right.
come to school and then you got some rules, it's kind of like, oh,
Right.
now you're trying to discipline me. We're not going to do that. And
Right.
yes, we are, because you're in a school setting, you know.
Right. And
There's rules. It's about respect.
It's sad because it's not there. The
Right.
respect thing is gone. So you know, I look at them and it'd be like, okay, just like I said, you're a rarity. So we take advantage of that. Take advantage, meaning that I had to have you up here to let people know that there are 19-year-olds, close to 20-year-olds out here actually doing their thing.
Got some sense.
Yeah, accordingly. So you're getting the jewels. Somebody's giving you the jewels. I know who it is, but you know, we gave her shine on here the last time. But you're getting it. You're getting it. So you're gonna be brilliant by the time you reach our level, or even our age.
I mean, that is something I will say, because without her, you know, I never was even introduced to these type of things, like, you know,
So
the
we gonna
professional.
give her flowers.
Right, we are. Yeah, because, you know, like, she, you know, not too much on my business, but, you know, she
Right.
opened her home to me. She gave me a different insight on life,
Right.
you
And
know,
you
an
can't beat
opinion.
that. Right.
You
And
know?
that's to allow you to speak. Like when I
Yeah.
hear you speak, like she could talk. I say, ooh.
Sometimes I be thinking, like, what would mommy think?
Be like, ooh, I'm coming to get you. But you know what? You're more than welcome to come on the show.
Yeah.
You're a
I was
star.
a little
You got
nervous
it.
today, but you know,
Everybody is their first
next
time.
time I think I'll be a little bit more, you know.
Look, you did very well. And you know, I always like to let the people know my show is for the people, about the people, by the people.
Right.
Or by the people, about the people, for the people.
Right.
You know, it's not about me. It's never about me. I could talk all day about myself, but I choose not to because there's my people out there that have it, and you have it. So all we're gonna do is take that village, and that village is gonna stand around you and cultivate you and get you where you need to be. So you got my support. You need me for anything, I'm coming. That's my word.
I appreciate that.
Right.
And I appreciate,
Right.
and I promise to be consistent.
You good. You good. I mean, look, I salute you because not many young ladies out there, their mind isn't on what yours is.
Yeah,
You
I still
know,
got some more growing to do, but I'm okay with who I am right now.
It's all right. You're young.
I'm all
You
right.
have every right to
Yeah.
do that. You know, you got every right. You know, and I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in. This is the Klock Hour. My time's up. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon.